Hi, I'm Ariane Nettles, a producer here at WBEZ, and this is 3 in 3, the news you need to know in 3 minutes or less. An Illinois man who was never convicted or sentenced for an alleged crime has been in prison for nearly 4 decades. And that's because he agreed to participate in something called civil commitment. Today, I'm talking with WBEZ producer Max Green about what happened to Terry Allen, how it's legal, and why he can't get out now. Hi, Max.
Hi, Ari.
So, what happened with Terry Allen?
Terry Allen was arrested in 1982 for an alleged sexual assault. He was basically accused of getting into a woman's car and forcing her to perform a sex act on him. He was arrested shortly after and presented with what he felt was a kind of choice. He could go to criminal trial and possibly face a few years, up to 15 years in prison for the alleged crime, or he could be put into a treatment program. Allen kind of went down that route, and only when he got to the program did he realize it's in a prison and there's sort of no time limit on how long he could be in there.
And how is that legal?
So it's a big question because the people that are in this program live like almost any other inmate would. They sleep in cells. They can't leave the prison, obviously. They wear name tags that say inmate on them. And Terry Allen's case in 1986 actually went to the U.S. Supreme Court around this question. Are they being punished without a criminal trial? And the court actually said no. They sided with the state and said that because the goal here is to treat people who the court has said need treatment, it doesn't really matter that it looks like, for all intents and purposes, kind of like a criminal sentence. They're there to get treatment and they're there to get therapy, so what the state's doing is okay.
So, why can't he get out now?
So the process for petitioning to get out is a very difficult one. If you're in there, you have to advocate for your own release, file petitions, go to court, and essentially fight the state to make the claim that you are recovered, that you're fit to be released. We spoke with experts for the story who basically explained that that's a really difficult thing to do. You're essentially trying to prove to a court that in the future, when they release you, you won't get out and do anything wrong. There's no automatic review process here, so someone like Terry Allen can be in for decades and decades, and the prison isn't required to decide when he's ready to go. And Terry Allen actually was able to prove that to a court after more than 30 years behind bars. The issue he's having now is that he has to register as a sex offender, so he has to meet the restrictions of where people like that can live. He's been in prison since he was 23 years old. He's now 60 years old. He doesn't really have the resources or many good options to present for where he can go.
Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you.
I'm Ariane Nettles, and that's it for today's 3 in 3. For more info, follow us on Twitter at WBEZ and Max Raphael Green, or visit us online at WBEZ.org.